All right, welcome everybody.
Do I need to get on the computer?
You can if you want.
Something, or you just,
If the software is downloaded, no,
it's not?
no problem. It's a free, quick download. MagicaVoxel. That's my talk for tonight. I'm Torrey Proctor. This is a tool that I just discovered 2 weeks ago. Somebody online on Facebook was selling an ad, or had an ad for an animation tutorial program for video games, a video game course. And on there they had Blender and they had Inkscape and GIMP and MagicaVoxel. And I thought, oh, this guy uses all these other cool tools. I'll try it out. And it's a free program. You can download it for a Mac or a Windows machine. And it's really amazing. And its purpose is to make voxel art. I should back up. Pixel art would be like your retro video game art, everything made out of squares on a 2-dimensional square art, where voxel is everything's made out of cubes. And you would see that in sort of like retro 3D video games. And so I started playing around with it and found out that it's a lot easier to paint cube art in here than it is, for example, like Blender or other tools. So I just wanted to share this with people and give you like a quick overview of why I think it's a great tool. And some of the purposes, it'd probably be an artsy person, graphic design person, someone maybe in 3D printing or virtual reality, or someone making video games that would probably use this tool, or young students that are really into video games. But I'll go ahead and open it up. And I downloaded it from MagicaVoxel. And it starts off with the cube. So I'll show you some of their examples that they already have built. I didn't have time to build something big and crazy, but yeah, this is pretty big and crazy that someone else built. But they got a nice library to look at and see the potential of the tool. This is obviously taken from a video game called Monument Valley. It's a very successful app. And then there's some more rudimentary pixel art where you have characters made out of just blocks. And you just scroll your middle wheel in and out, and then right-click and hold to rotate. And then I think shift right, middle click down makes you pan. So like really, if you're familiar with 3D programs, it's really quick to navigate. Having said that, I do just want to do a cool demonstration. You can start from scratch in this program and draw with cubes, or you can take something and import it. And so I'm going to take from Blender. Whoop, I'm working on 2 different screens here. The Suzanne model, which is their mascot monkey. And right now it's very low poly. It's not very detailed. So I'm going to make a very detailed model. So for example, if you had a detailed sculpt that you made, or you got something that was very smooth and detailed from Thingiverse, you can turn it into voxels and make it out of cubes really quick. I'm going to smooth this out and give it some more geometry. And then just export it from this program, File, Export, OBJ. And then back in MagicaVoxel, go to File, Import. And I can take that very detailed Suzanne model of the monkey and bring it in, it pixelates it. Oh. When I was testing this out, it kind of had a nice like eyebrows and the eyes and everything. It didn't happen this time, the 2 times I tested it out. But there is adjustments in here that you can make that give it more detail. So that's one way to pixelate a model that you have, is import something that's highly detailed and it'll pixelate it. It's got a renderer. What I like about it is you can make these pixels, but then you also can take really nice pictures of your stuff. So clicking the render tab, up at the top left. This is where we model and make stuff, and this is where we render. Rendering is when it makes a pretty picture with shadows and highlights using the different settings in the program. You can select edge and have everything outlined, which kind of looks like your Borderlands video game art. You can drop the background and the floor. Another thing is you can change the shapes of this. If I don't want it to be in cubes anymore, I can have it be built out of Lego, and just by one click of a button, it's all Lego.
So you could take any 3D model object you have and figure out how to build it with Legos?
Pretty much. The thing, though, is that it's not real Lego pieces. Like, this whole face is one crazy Lego piece by itself. You couldn't buy a Lego piece like that.
Okay.
Does
it ever cut into the caps or not? Or is it always render a full cap?
When you say full
Like
cap,
little dots on top, you never get like half a dot.
it's pretty smooth. It renders, and right now it's rendering, it's doing 1,200 or 1,024 samples.
Square, so it's got to work with Legos.
It does go around. You can adjust the samples. So if I want this to look more realistic and give it, I can up the samples. It's kind of like in Blender when you do sampling and you're rendering stuff. If you want to get more calculations of the light bouncing in the 3D space, it does more and more of those calculations, so it looks more and more like real life.
Turn the borders back on.
I'm sorry, turn what on?
Remember the lines on the outside?
Oh, I knew it's coming.
Outlines? Edge?
Whose
Uh.
presentation is this?
It's a joint.
It looks like it's processing. I don't know if it's taking the edges on the Lego. I don't think so. But it can go really crazy. Oh, it did. I quit. It can go spheres and other crazy stuff. So you can do lots of like artsy stuff with this. And then from this program, you can take these crazy shapes and take it into another program, and like you can apply physics to them and have all these things fall apart, starting with a monkey made out of spheres if you wanted to. Now, right now, the material, it's this.
Tell me again how you imported the OBJ file to the.
I went File at the top left and just clicked Import. And then I grabbed it off my desktop. So you work with, Kelly works with a lot of, like with 3D printing, you work with a lot of STL and OBJ files. I haven't tried STL, but OBJs, you can turn an STL into an OBJ. See, that looks kind of cool for, needs a little more detail to be a monkey, but it's pretty cool abstract shape or form to work with. Another cool thing is Blender, it takes a lot of work to make things look like different materials, like gloss and water and such. But in here, all you have to do is click a button and then grab a bar and increase the value of it, and you can make it look more like metal. The R button that I just clicked resets everything. So it's a really quick, easy reset. This is glass, and you can crank up the volume on glass. With the cubes, it's really hard to look at. Might take a while to load. With glass, there's a lot of reflections of light happening inside. I don't see it happening. This one's called emission. There we go. It turns all white, but what happens is it takes your 3D object and it turns it basically into a light bulb. So if I scoot back up a little bit, you can see that it's lighting the ground below it. And if there was objects around it, it would also illuminate the faces facing towards this object that's emitting light. So there's like some really powerful stuff that you can do with just 1 or 2 clicks of a button. And that's why I like this program. I would say it's Tinkercad is like one of the easiest 3D programs a lot of us have used here. And this is maybe just a little harder than Tinkercad, but not by much. But it does cool things that Tinkercad doesn't do awesome renderings of your artwork. And I really should show some other examples. This was one I was working on, and gosh, I don't know what happened to it. But look at just that accident. I don't know why there's holes in it now. It could be that I'm using MC and not Lego, but you can definitely have some crazy happy accidents for your artwork in this. Anyway, this started as like a sphere, and there's one button that you can push, and you can take a sphere and then shell it out, and you can make the inside hollow. So if I wanted to make a bowl for 3D printing, I can click one button and it empties it out, all the material, all the volume inside. It gives it a wall thickness. Let me dig around a little bit. I'm gonna go back to the modeling part. This is like the best program to paint pixels. There's a lot of tools up here in the top left. There's a line tool. And right now it's set to negative, but it actually digs a hole into your model. And you can mirror the lines. Command Z. So I can mirror it on the axes. So I can make crazy patterns in 3D. I can add to it or take away. Whoops. Command Z undoes everything. Uh-oh. It's acting a little laggy. This might be the first problem I've ever had with it. There we go. I haven't had it crash. Whoa. Circle tool, set to erase. If I want to attach circles to it, I click the attach button and then just drag and pull out. Oh, it's not gonna work. And so seriously, this is like just if you grab it and play and push with all the buttons, you'll just be blown away. Like even tonight, I've seen some things I haven't seen before. The program doer and ways of creating that I've never thought of before. And this is like a really crazy creative tool for I would say 3D printing and 3D modeling.
So can you export as STL?
No, you can export as, if you go down to the bottom right, the export options are there. Looks like there's 9 of them. You can export it as an OBJ, but we can 3D print OBJs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then there's some new ones that I'd like to learn about. There's some export things in here. Oh, and this does animations too. Sorry, I'm all choppy, but I get all excited about this. There's so many different things you can do. This is one of their examples. Sad to see that go. But all you do is there's a little plus button at the top, and you can add an extra frame. And right now they have 4 frames. And then each frame you just add and move your model. So if it's a person walking, lift one foot up and have the other foot go down. And then when you play it, it's pretty amazing in the frames. 2 complaints about the program, though, is that the default dinosaur, deer, and T-Rex that they give you in the animation, once you change the colors on them, you can never you can't. That's a horse.
That's a horse.
Oh, man.
What you talking about?
Dinosaur, deer, T-Rex.
That's a horse. That's a T-Rex.
Dinosaur,
Don't be dumb.
deer. Anyway.
You left out the horse.
Okay. I might have done that. Oh, the 2 complaints I have about the program is, one, once you mess up this horse and deer and T-Rex, once you mess with the colors, it saves it permanently. So your example is all multicolored. So there's no software reset button. If you wanted to have the default on the example exercises they give you, you're going to have to reinstall the software or just paint them pretty with color. And then the other thing is it doesn't work with a Wacom tablet. Pixel art is actually really fun to do 2D. I've done 2D pixel art with the Wacom tablet, and this doesn't support, as far as I know. I tried it, I dug around, I don't see buttons for it, I Googled it. It doesn't support pressure sensitivity. But if that's the only thing I'm complaining about, for a free piece of software, it's quite amazing. And I'm really not even scratching the surface. Before I go, I do want to show you some painting quick. And even the paint is quite wild. I don't want to mess up a complaint about my horse being messed up, my mug man guy. So you just click the paint button and now you're in a different mode. Select a color. And then I think you just paint directly to the surface. So it's not 3D anymore, it's just flat work. And you can even stamp. Oh, this is the face tool. So any face that there is, it paints one whole level, one whole stratosphere of the pixel.
What does V stand for?
That's like voxel mode. It tells you at the bottom, which is really great. It's kind of got beginner users all in mind. Whoops, it disappeared. It's underneath my bar. But I'm at the bottom when I start painting again, hopefully. Yeah, my bar is in the way on this It could be because of the way I have the screen mirrored. It tells you what there it is. When you click on it, it tells you some tips sometimes and some shortcuts. So V is, whoops, you got to hover over it. V is voxel mode. And then I can resize voxel mode by clicking plus and minus. So it actually tells you hints on how to use the tool. Got to be on the right. Oh, so when I click plus, wow, I'm just hovering on the tool. There's the size of my brush now. It's really huge. So you don't always have to work with a really tiny brush. And again, I think I'll end with, there's other tools here that I'm going to end with, or try to end with, because this goes on.
Back to Doom.
Doom? Doom's kind of 2D, though. They didn't 3D the bummer, right?
I like nature. Nature is cool.
So this tool, the dilation tool, kind of blows things up. And then this other tool, fractal tool, whoops, sorry, the shell tool is another cool one. It empties out the person, and so you can use it for something else. They got primitives you can work with. So if you need a cone or a pyramid. You can also put like a seed in here. On Minecraft, when you do like a world and there's a random seed, it's a code thing, that's what I've been told. You can like control a seed number in here and it splashes crazy geometric stuff on the screen. Yeah, so my whole point in tonight was not to teach you everything about this because we'd be here like another hour. And I just don't have the time to like do slideshows and we would just be here forever. I think you should just delve into it if you're a creative, and you'll find it's lots and lots of fun. I'll take some questions about this program that I kind of know.
So how are you going to use it?
I'm kind of stumped on that one because I started a new project today.
Yeah?
So I'm putting this to the side. I think what I want to do is make something pretty. I like the architectural examples, so it would be cool. I've seen some stuff online, like people do cityscapes. I've seen other people do like a Mario-scape of a Mario world in 3D. And I would like to have like an architectural build. And then something to demonstrate the emission light, because I've seen some people like have this scene built and then have like a fireplace in it and it would emit light and warm up the scene. So I want to figure out a way to use water in my example, because I've seen people do transparent blocks, semi-transparent. And I'd like to do a scene. I do want a piece. And I was thinking the other day I could like 3D print a piece of jewelry from here too. I mean, you can easily export that and then you can have a gold necklace of an old man with a cane, but that's what's on the screen right now.
Can you export stuff into Minecraft at all?
I think you can. Well, you can if you use MC Edit. That's one tool I know how to do. I know I advertised that, and one said export marching cubes. I thought it was for Minecraft, but I don't even know what marching cubes is. I'm going to assume that's animation, because why would they have this built to do some animation if you couldn't?
Well, it looks like you can create sprites for video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have a lot of questions. There's a lot of like possibilities to go a lot of different ways. I have a lot of questions myself on the program and what I want to do with it. There's almost like too many things. Like, oh, I don't know, make an animation. Because I would like to do, like, they've done all these cool animals. I'd like to do a cool animal. It's not too hard to copy an animal and be like, check out this animal I made. Just like a student on, I guess. But would rather have a cool, bigger piece that was rendered well and was bigger in scope to show off my expertise in it, even though I'm not an expert yet. That would take some time.
So is it like a style thing that I don't know about, where you take like a really good-looking monkey and you turn it into blocks? Like, I don't know, right? Oh, the monkey he had was a good-looking
Can
monkey.
you make the blocks
There-
smaller?
There is.
Is there a way to make the blocks tinier so you get more detail?
There is, and that's like pretty important skill to have, and I just forget where it's at right now. But yeah, that's like an important skill. Yeah, there is a place where you can adjust. I've seen it, I've been there, but I forget where it's at. So you can have it more pixelated. I guess if you like the look, I mean, Fez is an example of a video game that looks really cool. It looks 2D pixel art, but it actually rotates and it becomes voxel. There's some other examples I was thinking of that I guess it's a style preference. Not everyone's going to want something that's cube looking. You know, a lot of people associate it to Minecraft, but there's a lot of people that love the look of it right now too. And it's retro. It's a style thing.
Well, look at that thing that says nature. It looks like it's got lots smaller. I mean, it's a much bigger space. I think you need to make your space bigger to make those I mean, the boxes are much tinier than that than
Yeah, you can, and this, what's cool about this
the
part,
monkey. I mean, the monkey has much bigger blocks.
yeah, it can be adjusted.
Have big blocks on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions about the monkey?
No, no, keep bringing it up.
That's all I've got for you tonight. This is a new tool I'm excited about.
Thanks, Torrey.
Thank you, Torrey.
Thank you for coming.